Hi everyone. There has been a brief introduction, so I won't labor into that. But just my name, it's Rupali Mehra, and I represent a green tech company called Spowdi. So the spotlight today is on doing good for Bharat, and I'll keep it brief and hopefully impactful, as you said. When we are about 9 minutes in, if you can give me tea, I'll stop at 10 minutes. Yeah. So I'm going to put forth a question to all of you all, and I think the previous panel very, very well laid the foundation to what I'm going to speak about, but I would like to share more with case examples. I'm going to start with the question, are we bold enough and are we fast enough to catalyze the transformation and build a resilient food production system? So I think there's a lot of talk that has been taken place right now on scale, on process, on real examples, some very interesting points from one of the youngsters sitting here on how do we get started, because we are told that first do a pilot, but how do we get the money to do a pilot? But having said that, time is running out and we all do know that. So what are we doing and are we doing enough? I think these numbers, all of you know perhaps at your fingertips that water's running out. And by 2050, if we are to feed a population of 10 billion people in the amount of land that we have, we need to start conserving water today. And there's already a crisis that we're staring at, especially in countries like India, which are food bowls for our entire country. We don't export so much, but we eat a lot of our local food. So we need, if we need to grow 50% more water, we cannot continue the way we do. And innovation very, very clearly is crucial to future-proof food production. How we work is, we work with smallholder farmers, and we don't see them as being only smallholder farmers or marginal farmers that are forever going to be dependent on subsidies and handouts and grants. We'd like farmers, and that's part of our vision, to make the farmer economically independent and actually become impact generators and be at the lead of a climate resilient food production system. So I'm going to take you to Gujarat and share the stories of some of the women I've met there. 2 years ago, a group of women out here, they began on this journey with us on smart farming. The one you see on your extreme right is Bhavna Bhen. There she is. So Bhavna Bhen, she was one of them who did the training on smart farming technology and smart farming techniques, both. And she installed the smart farming system that Spowdi has innovated in one part of her land and continued with flood irrigation in the other part of her land. Let's hear it from her on what's the difference that she found.
उसमें एक था, उसमें भी बड़ी बड़ी आई थी, तो बहुत बड़ा था। फर्क मिला हमें 1400 किलो बढ़िया उत्पादन मिला जब जबकि वो एक कर रहा था उसमें 853 किलो ही बीज हमको उत्पादन मिला वो हमको डिफरेंट ऐसे ऐसे मिला तो पूरे गाँव वालों को हमने बताया तो वो लोग भी फिक्सन वाला सिस्टम देख के आज तक हो गए वो भी देखने आते तो आजू बाजू घर गाँव के लोग वो सिस्टम बनाने के लिए अभी तैयार
So like her, there's another lady you see there on the other side. Her name is Sangeeta Ben Rathor. And Sangeeta Ben, in fact, we've been meeting her for several years now. She's also a member of SEVA. And she is also one of them who has seen the benefits of actually adopting innovative technologies and best practices in farming. And today she trains other farmers, other women with SEVA on how to make the change because she's seen it from herself. Now, she didn't just stop there. Her story has been so exceptional that she shared the stage with Hillary Clinton in COP28 last year, and she was covered by several international newspapers and magazines on her journey into smart farming. So for us, these women really are the ones that make a big difference. There are also others who have been able to grow food in seasons where typically they would leave the land fallow. For example, Falji Bhai, he is a smart farmer in Gujarat, and in the month of May, they'd leave their land fallow because there's not enough water to grow food. However, this is with Hand in Hand India. Hand in Hand has set up several water wells for these farmers, and they are able to collect water for a dry season, but not enough to grow food using flood irrigation. So that's when they approached us, and with our smart farming systems, which uses precision irrigation, the farmers are able to actually get an additional income by growing summer crops as well. Now, why am I sharing these with you? Because we know that there is innovation available. There are several innovation companies like us who are here today as well. There has been a lot of talk on access to innovation, and then there are, of course, several NGOs and organizations that work with the last mile. But the biggest challenge that we all see on the ground is access to innovation at scale and access to innovation in an accelerated manner. And this is where I'd, in fact, like to throw up a challenge to a lot of the corporates out here, that are we really being bold? Are we taking bold bets to accelerate the transformation? Or are we just looking at a one-off project approach or short-term projects? Or are we starting too small and then waiting to grow? And if we are to accelerate, then we know that we cannot do it alone. Spowdi as a company, we cannot do it alone. And there are not enough NGOs to do it alone as well. We need to create an ecosystem to work together. So here are the smallholder farmers alone, being approached individually. Then we know that there is access to technology. There are several technology providers. Spowdi, for one, our technology is a mobile, solar-powered, off-grid system. So at one end, there are smallholder farmers. At the other end, there are technology providers. But how does one fill this gap? We fill the gap with implementing organizations. And there are implementing organizations here on the ground as well. So you are welcome to come and speak to us. We also have a stall down here. Or if you look us up and email any of us, we will definitely get in touch with you. But that's still a missing piece. And those are the finance and governance institutions. These include banks. These include large multilateral players. These include corporates with CSR mandates. And they also include other international development organizations. And together, we can actually become impact enablers and ensure that the smallholder farmers are not just remaining as smallholder or marginal farmers, but actually becoming the impact generators on the ground. And together we can future-proof food production. India can lead the way, Bharat can lead the way, but for that, there need to be a lot more engagements, and I think we need to be far, far bolder in our approaches. If any of you are interested in knowing more about how Spowdi works, what our technology is, and how can we ensure that together we enable smallholder farmers to become impact generators, to increase their food produce per acre, to reduce water consumption by up to 80%, to have extra seasons and to have an extra harvest in typically seasons where they don't grow anything and don't get an income out of agriculture, do get in touch with us, and we'll be happy to take this further. Thank you so much.